Okay, I went on this hunt and I found a object to draw to create an unusual or unexpected texture on. I decided to go with a fork because it's kind of clean lined. So what I'm going to do is a real quick sketch. I am looking at it and drawing it. Remember, it does not have to be perfect. We are just sketching, getting an idea about the shape and what is exactly going on. So there's my basic fork shape. And now the next step is to, well, I guess I could like put some of those tines of the fork in. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and it's got 4. So I gotta split that. Let's say that's the middle. This is where the refining of it comes into play. So there's 1 tine. Oh, I need an eraser. Where's my eraser? Oh, there we go. It's a good thing I got my toolkit set up right next to me. So there's 1 tine, 2 tines, or prongs, I guess you could call them, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, now I have too many. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. See why it's important to draw lightly when you first start sketching something? Because you never know what it's going to look like. All right, so I'm just going to do a real quick little refining of my lines here. Already I can tell that my fork is way too short in comparison to the real one. All right. Let's make this line a little bit different. I know that these are actually, I'm observing and thinking. Notice how they're skinny at the tip, wider at the base. So I can actually draw that observation right there. There's another one. Let's see. And then there's another tine, skinny at the tip, wider at the bottom. And then skinny at the tip, wider at the bottom. Then I can go in with my eraser. Notice how I did all my sketching first, and then I'm kind of erasing the lines I don't want. I know I've spoken to some classes about this, the idea of leaving your mistake lines to help you draw the correct lines, because they act as a guide so you know what not to do. Because I've seen many students who, when they're drawing, they'll just go ahead and like draw a line, erase it, and then they'll draw the same exact line. And I'm like, you wouldn't draw that line again if you had just left it. All right, so there's my wonky fork. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Actually, I can add a little 3-dimensional look to it right there, because I can, with my powers of observation, I see that there's a little bit of a 3-dimensional edge to my fork tines. Now, you may be wondering, what texture is Miss Manning going to add to her fork? And I was thinking, well, what would be a weird texture to have for a fork? Like, what would be kind of like the opposite of what you would want a fork to be? If you think about it, a fork is something, that you use to eat, that you put in your mouth. And I was like, man, it'd be weird to have a really spiky, like pointy, fork. Something that looked sort of like one of those sea anemones, or like a pin cushion. So I'm going to add a little spiky texture all over my fork. Spiky, spiky. And what I can do is play around with value. So I can look and Since it's metal, there's a lot of highlights everywhere, but I can definitely see, there's a little bit of dark edge here and a dark edge over here. So what I can do is I can kind of like cluster together my sharp little spiky points and make it look like the points are really close together, creating that value that was mentioned in the directions. And then where it's shiny, I'll only put like a few spikes. See? So lots of spikes where it's darker. I might even make it a little zigzaggy. Zigzag lines are a lot easier to do quickly. So see how it's creating that little bit of value where it's dark here, where my zigzag, my spikes are close together. And then there's lightness when they're more spread out. All right, I'm going to stop right there because I think this demo is long enough. Boys and girls, I want you to have some fun. Be creative. If you have trouble thinking of an object to draw from life, ask your friends, ask your family members. Think about different kinds of fruits or vegetables, things that you have lying around the house. Heck, you could even just draw a pencil and add a different unexpected texture to that. Like, what if a pencil was super hairy? That would feel really weird to draw with. Or what if your pencil was like all oozy, gooey, and drippy? That also would be really awkward to draw with. But yeah, have fun. Work on those observation skills, thinking, looking, then drawing. Don't just trace your objects. I want you to really challenge yourself. You have a lot of talent and skill, and we need to put that into practice. All right, kiddos, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.